Gundam fight all set! Ready, go!
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
A natural 20 is an automatic success no matter the circumstance.
You only have a 5% chance of rolling that 20.
Do I at least get that roll? I mean, it's in the rules. Oh, is it okay if we play by the rules? Is that all right with you?
Hello one and all. Welcome to the Mechpit chat for, what is this? October 20th of 2025. I am, of course, Survivor Caster here to get us rocking and rolling. Hard to believe that, we're getting so close to Halloween. I'm starting to get in the spirit. I got my, starting to get the spooky sweaters out. It feels good. Feels right. But also, it's kind of sad just because, so much of the year, in a way, feels wasted. All the same, a lot of crazy stuff happened this weekend. We'll kind of just a quick summary for tonight. Intending to get into the whole Digimon Pokemon thing, for everything that's been going on with that, and probably a little bit of the Twitch situation, the Twitch sitch. Yeah, TwitchCon happened, and with that we had all sorts of insanity, as everything seems to be happening on Twitch. But folks, with that said, I don't want to keep these boys waiting in the back too much longer, so let me go ahead and bring them on. Let's give them a little intro as we launch them in, shall we? Where are we at? We don't even have the video. Oh well, maybe this. Nope. All right, take two.
Get the flamer. The heavy flamer.
That's how it looks like when I use the restroom in the middle of the night.
Ah, those Taco Bell revenge.
It's like they say get the flamer, they mean my penis. I'm sorry, I had to. Anyways, that was good seeing it. I can't deserve that one.
Oh, you deserve that for sure.
I'm just rethinking dropping that link for you every time, but we do it.
Hunter ruins everything song to play in the background.
Ruins everything. Made to fucking be.
Folks, we went a little wider with our panel tonight. We've of course got Greg from Aries Chronicles here. We have Hunter the Ultra American TTRPGer, and we have Mr. Dash Attack. Boys, how are we doing?
Going pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little tired today, but otherwise I'm doing all right. Mostly been playing video games all day.
I've been doing pretty well. One of my little sisters got married over the weekend, so that's why I had no streams last week. And there's ASMR click-clacking happening in the background.
Someone's keyboard is exploding.
Yeah, that's what I was good too. Little sister got married, danced my butt off, got drunk, lost my voice the next day. Came back, had a post go viral over the weekend because of the whole WotC artwork controversy, if y'all had seen that. And I actually got and then just something I did today, I got my hands on these a while back from some friends of mine. They're reprints of the old school Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to be playing a old school Dungeons and Dragons game that actually uses these in the chainmail because I got that too. So that was a fun thing that happened today. So
nice. Well, you should probably go look into the Basic Experts Kickstarter he's got going on, because it's supposed to be a bit of his take on chainmail.
Yeah, I mean, I got a good white box. I got a good couple white box books because James Spawn released the White Box Cyclopedia, and he's one of my favorite RPG authors. So,
well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of a crazy weekend. Of course, this is the weekend that I guess to kind of start us off. This was the weekend that the new Pokemon dropped, and I don't know about you guys, but I was one of those 90s kids, and so I grew up with Pokemon like many of many, many, a million of other kids from the era. And oh god, we have a cat suddenly showing up. Hey, Nova. Anyway, we would have cats, but we would also have Pokemon, and
I
oftentimes
was always
you know,
Digimon because I didn't have the channel for Pokemon, so was a strictly Digimon kid growing up. And
Yeah.
Digimon's always was superior.
I just gravitated to Pokemon, and I didn't really give Digimon a chance until fairly recently.
Which is funny because I watched Digimon and I played the Pokemon games. I never watched Pokemon and played the Digimon games.
I enjoyed both for what they were. Of course, at the end of the day, if we could pick one, it was for me. Would have been Pokemon just because it was the more popular one, and yeah, they're always around. But it's one of these interesting cases going on where we have both of them dropping kind of simultaneously. A new Digimon game hits, and we got this new Pokemon game, and it is just a total night and day. I feel like getting into it. I picked it up this weekend, so I put in about a good 3 or 5 hours. I still don't have champion level Digimon yet, so I'm just still running around with like Agumon and Guilmon. Got a little Impmon running around, but it's just from that little bit that I've played, I feel like it is just so much of an improvement over what is in Pokemon.
Oh yeah, big time. You know, I'm like 20 something hours into the game.
Oh.
And
Oh my
still
gosh.
nowhere's near as close to beating it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I am so sorry. I am being a little rude. There is one more person in the back here. I need to give a little bit of an introduction and welcoming to. So without further ado, folks.
Wow.
Long time no see, sir.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. I hope
What's
you're all
up?
doing well tonight.
I don't think I've streamed with you either ever.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Greg, you have not had a chance to stream with the legendary Brandon, the anime guy.
I haven't been on this stream ever.
Well, we get around. You never know who you're gonna run into. I could probably some people might be able to pull up, but anyway, Brandon, sir, have you had a chance to see what's going on with this drama around the current Digimon title, Digimon and Pokemon?
Yeah, Digimon's kicking ass. Pokemon sucks ass.
Yep.
That's pretty much the sum total of it.
I've been covering this for a while. I speculated that if the new Pokemon game does suck and this new Digimon game is awesome, I just figured something interesting would happen, and sure enough it did.
Yep. Yeah, Nintendo and whatever their faces are. I was reading, and it said that in order for them to make money off of this latest Pokemon game, they only have to sell 200,000 units. That tells me that they are relying on damn near 100% AI soy slop, and we're seeing just how terrible it truly is. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, and Nintendo and the Pokemon company can go suck a fatty.
What boggles my mind is just so many people defending it, and people getting so defensive for other people criticizing it, oh, you're trying to steal our fun. I have some of my fans got the game, and they like it for what it is. It's their money, they can do that. But
they
for
like
me,
trash.
as a Pokemon fan, I feel like this company has fallen off so much, and that they're not even trying.
Real quick, I wanted
they're
to
not even trying.
Ronan on and welcome you on. Sorry, I didn't have a clip for you, but I wanted to get you in without breaking up the flow too much.
Hey, Ronan.
You're good, man.
Hello.
So Scotty G asked, what exactly did you think was better in one game versus the other? So one of the things that I couldn't help but notice immediately was the ability to heal between games in Digimon, for example. if you could stay idle for a few seconds after a battle, you will heal up. And so, for as easy as you would think that would make the game, it just feels good to be able to maximize that strategy and not having to constantly run back to a healing station to get yourself all set up, only to turn around and then run back out. It lets me be able to play the game. In addition, the ability to auto battle, which is so useful for a lot of just kind of generic trash mobs. I can just push in my right thumbstick, it will auto battle, and I can heal this up. It makes me want to play more. And I know that if I were sitting here just kind of hanging out with you guys, I could have the game on and running, and I could be grinding out some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I said before, like, I'm like 20 hours into the game, like, and a lot of it is because, like, I'm just messing around, grinding, experimenting with different evolutions, and trying to get Black War Greymon.
Nice. Of course, there's a couple of the classics I always want to go for. Like, what can I say? I'm a bit of a fan of the waifus, so if the first chance I'm gonna be able to get in me like Angelwoman and Lady Devimon and Beelzewomon, like there are so many waifus galore.
Beelstormon, Lilithmon. Because I don't have the game, but I found this. It's called I'm trying to remember. It's this like a Digimon game on my phone. It's called Last Tamer Tale, but it's Digimon. So I've been playing that, and I've been getting all the Digimon, just traveling around as well. It's going through like the first like adventures of the game of the Digimon series currently. So I've been having some fun with that. It's your typical kind of like almost Final Fantasy-esque, where you make your party and then you're like strategizing who's attacking who kind of deal.
Yeah. So I'm honest. Yes. Go ahead.
I'd say it sounds interesting. Unfortunately, I have no frame of reference for either of these series since I've never played them. All I know is this. I can see the devolution in graphics from the Nintendo side of things versus what's been going on in other places, and why they're so butthurt and feel like they need to try to remove the competition a la Pal World, because let's face it, they suck. There is no reason on this earth that they should have something so terrible and just know that the people are stupid enough to just keep buying their soy slop over and over and over again with no consequences.
See, I'm like that guy. I didn't grow up with Pokemon or Digimon because I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
And so my exposure to it is from memes and videos and images and things like that on the internet. So I vaguely know that about Pokemon, and I know that Pokemon is cute, and Digimon, the things that you summon turn weirdly buff and like huge, and so like that's the only difference between the two that I know.
So just for a little bit of a comparison, of course, the new Pokemon has a couple of new forms for existing characters that everyone's excited about. New Mega forms. Of course, we have the new Starmie. He runs around.
That's the worst one. That is one of the worst ones.
It's literally Pokemon Patrick Star.
Yes.
Pokemon Patrick Star. That's funny.
But then, just for a little comparison here, Digimon is out here giving us what we want.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yes.
I don't have her, but hot damn.
What's going on here? What am I looking at? Is that a Digimon? Like, what the fuck is this?
It is a Digimon.
That is a Digimon.
Beelstormon is what she goes by.
Wow.
Yep.
And I believe she is the female version of, I always mess up his name, but it's Beelzemon, which he made his appearance during the Digimon Tamer series.
Mm-hmm.
So has it become like Persona or something now? Is it like Devil Summon?
It always was. I was watching like the Japanese version, and I don't know how much of this like carried over into the English version, but now granted it was only the first 2 seasons, but there's a lot of like heaven and hell stuff in Digimon. and it's even Lovecraft stuff like
Me
buried
and,
in there, and it's really awesome because like it's almost like they exist in this digital dimension that's like connected to our world, but like it also seems to incorporate all of our mythologies. Yes, angel, Lady Devi woman,
Lady Devimon.
Lady Devimon.
So Digimon is the franchise where your dog evolves into a gun, and then it gets turned into a buff dude.
This Digimon, I think, was a show where when it came, especially when Angelomon popped on the screen for like the first time, I think that was it's because I'm trying to because there's always people that always ask like, what was your awakening? And then I think Angelomon.
Oh man, when I was watching the Japanese version and Lady Devimon like showed up on the moon, I'm like, oh boy.
It's just such a fascinating thing that Pokemon has managed to hold on to the nostalgia like base, and they try to innovate now and then, but it's basically just serving up the same recipe that they've been doing for 30 years.
But that's like every Nintendo game.
Yeah.
True.
Pretty much.
It's the same formula, but they've like watered down. Like the evil teams are becoming less evil with each iteration. Like graphics keep getting worse.
Whereas over with Digimon, it's like there's all kinds of innovations that keep kind of going on. It's like a little hole in the wall. Yeah, people went there for a while and it was popular, but then it sort of died off. But
it never died in Japan. Like that's why it's still alive. Is the Japanese basically kept it alive?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think
Japanese love it.
The last Digimon game we had was Cyber Sleuth, and how long ago was that released?
It's been about 8 years.
Pokemon, you basically get a new Pokemon game every single year, and we've had 8 years since the last Digimon game to the new
took
one.
8 years to develop this Time Stranger game. It's made by the same team that made Cyber Sleuth on the Vita, that later got ported to other systems.
Nice. Well, gentlemen, I just wanted to stop by and say hi and say Nintendo sucks. And now that I've said my piece, I will bid you all adieu.
God bless Brandon.
Brandon, before you go, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to see Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider?
I have not, but I did drop. I dropped other shows, and I have added it to the list, and I am going to binge the 3 episodes tonight.
I'm telling you, it is some good, solid action. In fact, I wish I could show some more of it, but I mean, we got one of the main this busty main chick who's like having no problem like stripping down in public just to put on her tokusatsu suit so she can go kick ass.
Nice.
And
Gotta
she's
love it.
suplexing grunts. It is so fun.
Good. It's on my list of things for tonight, so I'll get it done tonight. All right, gentlemen. It's always good to see you all. You take care. Ronan, been a while. We'll see you, man.
Yeah.
Dash, Ironcaster, Aries Chronicle, nice to meet you. Hunter, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have fun tearing Pokemon apart, because they deserve it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
What about Monster Rancher? Is that still a thing?
I don't think that's.
I loved
really
that show. I never got to play the video game, but I loved the show when I first saw it.
I remember running into it on like PlayStation 1 and 2.
Because the idea was you were supposed to be able to take like your games and you could import the games into the Monster Rancher game to get all your monsters. Because that was kind of the premises of the anime series to begin with.
Yeah, I think there was a new game that came out a couple of years ago, but it's just a franchise that sort of has fallen by the wayside. Yeah, it's kind of around, but it was one of those also rans that tried to compete with Pokemon, and
It was a weird fusion of both like Pokemon. It tried to be like both Pokemon and Digimon at the same time.
I mean, the premise of it alone, from the idea of being able to put your CDs into the PlayStation and being able to get monsters out of them, was a novel idea because it just incentivized anyone with a decent sized catalog to pop in their disc to see what else are you going to get.
But that was like the what was it? The barcode scanner. Was that on Game Boy? There was some game where you had a barcode scanner.
It was a standalone device.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You scan.
So you had
scanners,
the scanners, and then they did have a thing for like Game Boy Advance where you like slid cards on it as well.
Wasn't there like some standalone game system where you had the disc, but you also collected cards for the games? That way you could like unlock characters and items and stuff at one point.
Yeah, it was like a massive flop disaster, total failure.
I remember the Angry Video Game Nerd talked about it for an episode one time. I cannot remember what it was to save my life, but I remember it being a thing at one point in like the early 2000s.
It wasn't the Engage. The Engage was just a crappy PSP. What was? I'll find it while I'm waiting.
Well, Scanners was a standalone device, but you're talking about the Nintendo Game Boy Advance e-reader. I remember having this.
I'm talking about the Hyperscan console. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Hyperscan. The big game for that was X-Men, because there was like 2 games for it, and X-Men was one of them. But yeah, the e-reader. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. It was a neat premise, just the idea of being able to get these cards and you could like scan in a game. And they also had it connected with Pokemon, where if you could scan in a bunch of the Pokemon cards, you could take advantage of the memory on the system to be able to save a game into the device.
When Digimon Tamers came out, and they finally because there was a thing where they were releasing the Digivices that you could like get the Digimon on, you could play with your friends. But when Digimon Tamers came out, this was when they were trying to really push for the Digimon Train card game, because it was out there, but it wasn't that popular. Digimon Tamers, they were trying to capitalize on the card game. So the idea was you collect the cards, swipe them into your Digivice, and you would be like powering up your Digimon on the device, but then you could also plug the device into your computer and play online in battles with friends.
I just want to. I brought this up just to show you like what the discourse has been like with a lot of the Pokemon copium, where like you're not even allowed to like even criticize or this game without like people gaslighting.
Today I've received DMs, shitty comments, and hate messages in stream chat. I believe with Legend ZA, the Pokemon community is being victim of target harassment by grifters. I'm working on my ZA review. For now, I would like to recommend these 2 videos. Okay, so I'm assuming
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I really could care less.
So is this someone complaining about the people who are criticizing the game, or are these people who criticize the game?
She's saying the people criticizing the game are sending her death threats because she's defending the game.
Oh, okay. First off, let's the immediate thing to say is, of course, hey, we don't want hate messages out there. Leave these people alone.
Yeah,
goes without saying.
Yeah, everyone's got enough to deal with in this world as it is. Let's not make it worse for everyone.
I know. I'm just very skeptical, because like it always just seems like whenever like someone's like losing an argument, they just say, "Oh no, I just got a death threat."
And that's one of the problems I have, is that it's so easy to play that card, especially if there's no proof whatsoever to back it up. And even then, it's so easy to have a sock account that you have to. It's gotten to a point where we have to have various levels of criticism around these claims, because it's so easy to fabricate this stuff, especially now with all the AI stuff kicking off, that just having video alone isn't necessarily going to be enough to say, here's your proof.
Why is 95% of the streamers and people talking about this game, why are they all women? Is there like something about this game that makes it like inherently appealing to women or something?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I think the way like Pokemon's like been branding, it's been like I don't know. I'm not really crazy about it. I could come up with some theories as to why like more women are into Pokemon now than guys, but
it's simple. It's for 2 things. First, women have a tendency to spend more money. It's just that's the way household finances go. They tend to control the purse strings. Second off, a thousand plus cute creatures. It sells itself to women.
Pokemon should have stayed on the handset and on the handhelds. It should never have gone to consoles because I feel like when I did play the Pokemon games on the handheld, there was just something about them that made me enjoy them more than like because I remember the old Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium didn't feel the
jump to
same.
Switch has been very, very rough. Like, I didn't hate Sword and Shield. It had some redeeming factors to it, like the character designs and some of the new Pokemon. But overall, the game just felt like really underbaked. And the thing is, Game Freak has not improved since Sword and Shield. And it's like they released Scarlet and Violet right after, and that was a disaster.
And I mean, the thing is, these are not. The thing is, Pokemon as a franchise has raked in something like I think $12 billion last year. It is the most profitable IP in the world, but they only spent about 10 to $15 million on it as a whole. Look, no one is saying they need to drop $100 million in every game or anything, but hey, it'd be kind of be nice to see them kind of push the envelope. And the problem is, as a franchise, it doesn't have competition. To the point where we're trying to see them take out the competition. Like, no, we want to control this market of capturing creatures.
Well, let me ask y'all. Do y'all think that the console games or even the main series is even the bread and butter of Pokemon anymore? Because I don't think it is. I just don't think it's the main focus of the franchise. I think if you're really looking at where people are going crazy for Pokemon, it's the TCG. It's the mobile games. That is where Pokemon as a franchise is flourishing, and that's where they're going to spend their money, along with the plushies and the toys and basically all the extra stuff. The main title series or even the side series like ZA, it just isn't. It isn't profitable to focus on because really nobody cares. You can put stuff like this out, and people are just going to buy it because it's like, hey, it's a mindless game to play.
Well, I mean, when Pokemon hit the scene in the 90s, it like literally right off the bat came out with games, cards, a TV show, and then it's only just gotten bigger since then. They have deals with Netflix, like,
right,
streaming like all the new series. They got like new project, the Detective Pikachu movie, like, they Pokemon Go. You're right, like, it's. Like for a while, it was the games. The games were the one thing selling the series. Like, the game, even as people got bored of the anime, like, people still love the games.
Yeah, and I mean, I was there when it first came out. I remember the Pokemon craze. I remember all the weird commercials they had and all the franchise marketing of cereals and Pop-Tarts and stuff. Like, I was insane about Pokemon up until probably I was probably about 17 when I really kind of started falling out of love with it, and then just kind of got back into it just because I was like, screw it, I don't care. I still enjoy the franchise. But yeah, I mean, y'all talked about like why are women into it as well. I mean, I'm sure most of us have been to conventions. Have you seen the women that will dress up as a Pokemon at a convention? It's just it is insane that the amount of people that are more in love with it now, but it's not because of the game. It is literally either because of the anime or it's going to be because of the cards. It just it's just the main series just doesn't really, I guess, warrant putting a whole lot of effort into it as much as it, you kind of hate to see that.
Cosplay girls are annoying at conventions. There's the
I got myself a Pokemon bat, man. Ask me which one I got.
Oh, no.
There's no house against Pokemon bat, man.
Yeah, I used that in one of my videos talking about the whole Digimon versus Pokemon thing. I used that.
Oh, it is so. But it's ultimately, I want Pokemon to be great. I want to see Pokemon made great again.
Yeah.
But there needs to be that competition. And I guess to try to find a pivot out of this, the thing is, competition is necessary. And we see what happens when there is no competition. This is kind of the worst of it when it comes to the corporate greed of an IP. But to pivot here slightly to our other topic for tonight, of course, when it comes to streaming, for the longest time, the king of it all was always Twitch, and Twitch has always been so big that it has its own convention, and well, but we've seen what's happened when they got slack, when they felt like there was no competition. They've been able to rest on their laurels and do whatever they want. There's been so many problems that have happened with this platform, so much stuff that's been allowed to be aired and streamed there that I probably should have this ready. That of course, we've seen all the hijinks Hassan and his people are allowed to get into, but on top of that, there's just so much slack attention when it comes to protecting the people the people of Twitch at their own convention. I mean, and this weekend we saw what happened where Emiru got attacked at a meet and greet. So here, just to have the video for it. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just going to ask. Now, what is the actual, like, do you have all the details of that? Because I've been seeing it pop up everywhere, and I've even been seeing her clips about her talking about it.
I've actually been watching this because this is one of my things, because there are two platforms I vehemently despise, and that is Patreon and Twitch. Patreon had a scandal years back where people were hiding CSIM behind the paywalls, and Patreon tried to cover it up by firing their security team. And I've spoken about that for years, and people still want to use that platform. Twitch, I started speaking up when they started trying to ban VTubers for absolutely no reason, still letting the OnlyFans girls be on. What happened with Emiru, and you'll kind of get a glimpse of the video, but a fan snuck through, like basically like cut the line and walked through like several different barriers, and they say this person assaulted her, which again it's like he tries to like force himself like on her, hugs her. Apparently she says he tried to kiss her. Yeah, play the video.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's really bad.
Yep.
It's awful.
And
apparently from another angle, he was also alleged to have been pulling out a knife as well.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Now, the guy in the blue hair, that's one of Twitch's security team. He just stood there and did nothing.
The blue-haired guy is part of the security team.
What? Hang on. Now, so I have volunteered at cons before, and so normally what they do is they have like people like me, just random people, and they might have maybe one or two actual people of security, but like they will have a majority of their like he looks like he might be a volunteer security, somebody just kind of standing there for the like badge checks basically. So I mean, is he like security or like what was the amount of I guess responsibility that Twitch was taking in this?
He didn't even seem like aware, or like he didn't even care that she was being sexually assaulted.
Right.
Yeah,
so
here's the other issue though that happened was Twitch may have had their own security. Miru was trying to bring her own security. Twitch told her she couldn't have her own security there. So that's red flag number one right there off the bat.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem.
I don't know if you. Sorry, I didn't mean to go ahead.
So effectively, what had happened was in years past, she had her own private security who was there to look after her as they do, and because someone like tried to go after her, that security guard basically put hands on the person.
Which they're supposed to do.
Right, and Twitch security said he's effectively banned for doing his job in protecting her.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you got the post that she made where she gives her side of the whole story. Because I went over this on Patty's Parlor yesterday evening, and then because we ended up talking about this whole thing, I ended up reading that entire post that she made, where she caused my whole for. Because on top of that, Twitch tried to announce that they caught the guy after this happened, which was a blatant lie. It was hours after the fact they caught the dude, and they said, "Oh, you're banned for 30 days." That's it. They didn't call it. They wouldn't call the cops. They did nothing to try to help her. It was basically like Emu. It was like a friend of Emu and like her manager were there trying to comfort her and try to figure out what the heck was going on. Well, she was like hiding away just because she was so afraid after that.
Now, is Imaru a VTuber?
She's
No,
a streamer.
No.
Yeah.
So she's a really popular female streamer who just does cosplay as she streams. She's not a titty streamer by any means. She's just kind of a kind of wholesome. She's
Wholesome.
I would classify her as wholesome. She's just kind of out being her kind of quirky self.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I mean, her clips are, I would say, her biggest draw because that's how I know her from. Is like I will not scroll past an Emiru clip unless I've just seen it 100 times, and even then, sometimes I'll still stop at it. I mean, she's not like she knows what she has and she knows the fans that she has. So I mean, she's flaunting her assets to a certain degree. But yeah, I mean, she's not a
Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pokemon didn't even really flaunt all that much. Pokemon's just a freaking idiot, if you ask me. And anyways, I ain't getting off on that tangent.
Some people who stream on Twitch don't even make $10,000 in a year. What the fuck are they supposed to do? Like, if you watch the clip, the security guard who pushes the guy.
And real quick, you could hear how distressed she is in this clip, like the way her voice
I don't
cracked
blame her. Like, it's terrible.
I'm pissed for her.
I mean, it's sad that she even has to like make a video about this.
So, y'all know enough about her though, right? That she's like never really been out in the real world. Like she started streaming when she was like 18, 19, and that's all she's really known is streaming live, pretty much.
I mean, you could say that, but that doesn't make that doesn't make what happened to her any better.
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't make it right about what happened to her, but at the same time, we need to keep it in context that this is a person that kind of has not experienced the world and for more or less been in a sheltered environment as well. I'm not saying that what happened to her was right or wrong, but there needs to be context that there might be a little bit of over exaggeration, to say the least.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Not with how much detail has been shared about the entire situation.
So she's gone and made a longer post about this.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and in this she talks about how she's come out and kind of said a few things about like how, for example, Twitch was just going to let the guy walk away with a 30-day ban. Like, in other words, the guy who assaulted one of their top streamers, it was going to get the same punishment as Tectone for calling Frogan fat.
Yeah. It's like you freaking you misgendered the deer person that was the Twitch streamer for like I don't know how long. I don't even know if they're still on the platform anymore. Misgendered the deer person, and they will ban you. However, you assault another streamer at your con, no worries.
You know what? Why am I not following her? I should be following her. I fixed this. But the problem is, like, Twitch is a platform where so much stuff is allowed to get out to happen. Like Hassan is allowed on like the front page to call for the deaths of sitting senators. If this was a politician at this event who would have an attack, they're like, would they have just let it happen? That's the freaky thing.
Yeah. And this is my thing, what I've been saying, because again, calling out Twitch on their BS for years. I stopped using Twitch when they started just banning people for no reason, while still letting like OnlyFans.
When I decided I wanted to be a content creator, I said I'm going to do it on YouTube. I'm not going to go on Twitch. You know, because I had heard the stories. I had heard the stories of what a shit show it was.
In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that's a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And I felt like it only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because the TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. I have a lot more to say on this, but I'll say in the stream later today. This is a major problem. Like Twitch has been having so many of these issues left and right.
Yeah, and none of and they're making zero effort to correct any of it.
And this is on top of all the other mismanagements they've had. Like there was an entire year where Twitch was banned. Twitch had banned every IP from like the country of Israel, which was a whole issue in and of itself. Because I think I guess they offload their security into Egypt, and so you get a lot of that regional conflict there, and that was just allowed to happen. You have, like for example, last year they had the foam pit where someone jumped into
I remember the foam pit. Someone got badly hurt.
Broke her back or something. They have to make some corrections. This is ridiculous.
It's like,
it's
because Rumble, yes, it has its own issues. It's still trying to get itself off the ground. YouTube has its own plethora of problems when it comes to content.
Even Kick has its issues, but ultimately I prefer Kick.
But here's the thing: none of them are as bad as when you compare them to how Twitch is now.
No, Twitch is the absolute worst. It's inconsistent. It picks favorites. It's out of control.
Did y'all see? Because I saw this floating around not long after this happened. Was the another Twitch streamer, his tiger baby avatar?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I was talking about that with the cartoon gentleman. Though he kept trying to frame it. It's like, Dash, why do you like diaper furries? I'm like, no, it's the story.
There's a big difference between Tigaholic being a cringe edgelord and whatever this freaking weirdo was. Big difference.
Yeah, Tyga does have that fetish, but he's not obnoxious about it. And like, yeah, this was the front page, and like it's like a little toddler tiger in a diaper. It's disturbing.
Well, on top of this, like they're not taking serious care with like security. Like, did you hear what happened with Chibidoki, for example?
I heard there was a male VTuber that got groped by another dude at TwitchCon also. I'm not sure if that's true.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That slipped under the radar because no one cares about male VTubers like they should.
So, for example, I guess Chibidoki was going to go do the meet and greet, but in order to do so, in order to get access to where she had to go and basically dox herself to the staff.
Oh, I remember seeing that story.
And it's just ridiculous. All these stories that keep popping up. Like, what are they doing? They have to do something about this because they don't care. Like, they have just offset it, and it doesn't matter to them because they get Amazon to pay the bills.
Yeah, and Amazon really needs to put their foot down, but for some reason they just won't. They're just letting Twitch burn itself.
I saw several people have made posts on X saying they want a vote of no confidence for Dan Clancy, CEO of Twitch, now because of all this.
Oh yeah, he needs to go. He needs to get kicked out. And that's probably what will eventually happen if Twitch continues to bring bad press. Is that Amazon will have to oust this guy. There'll be stricter content. Hassan might even get the boot.
We can only hope.
Yeah, I know.
Hasn't Twitch also been like losing money for like the last few years now? Hasn't it been reported that they've been steadily like declining in funds?
They've
always operated at a loss though. Like Twitch does not make money through the streamers. It basically makes money on selling data just like everything else, same way YouTube does, because all these sites lose money for us just existing on them.
But this just kind of the big stuff that's been going on as of late, and I guess kind of wrapping things up there. There's a reason why I don't stream on Twitch. Like I'll I only have I only have 3 services I can stream on. Twitch is not going to be one of them. Like I go check it out once in a while because hey, maybe there's a streamer who I like who only streams there, and I might pop in just to see what they're up to. But otherwise, no, I'm not taking. I'm certainly not buying bits on there.
I'm trying to get a buddy of mine. He's a creator I followed for years. He's a good friend of mine. He has a YouTube, but he's only ever really live streamed through Twitch. And I used to follow him, on Twitch before Twitch did all their BS first with all the VTuber banning, and then I stopped. And I was just talking to him recently because we were actually talking in his Discord server about this whole Twitch incident. And I was trying to tell him, dude, this is why multi-streaming is such a big thing now for people. You can't just rely. And he was trying to say apparently Twitch has this thing where if they even notice that there's a chat from another like streaming service that pops up, they'll just outright just cut.
Well, I think they got rid of that rule fairly recently.
Right.
Like that you can multi-stream.
There was an issue there's an issue where they didn't like the fact that people were in the chat like referring people to other websites. So like that, as well as I believe there was some stipulation where you had to have the chat separate, because I know a bunch of people were doing that for a minute.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Twitch was basically just trying to force the people to use only their platform, when at this point you need to be multi-streaming to various platforms in this day and age.
It's just kind of frustrating, but well, needless to say, Twitch can burn. There's greener pastures out here, and with that, I think we should put that little story to a close. So, boys, what do you got coming up? Let's kind of get a little more on our heads. For myself, actually, one thing I want to show off. I love this model. I just bought this, so I'm gonna steal this for a second. I'm kind of in a painting mood lately, so I'm kind of starting to get some stuff spray painted, and just to steal my own camera for a second. Oh. Look at this thing.
Oh,
what is that?
Nice.
That, sir, is the Xeno Dragon.
Xeno Dragon.
It's good. I love it. I can't wait to slap a little bit of paint on that and get that as like the centerpiece of like an alien hive army for like some one-page rules. Like it's gonna be so good. I can't wait to get that going. I wanna lead a hate march. We're just gonna yes. Yeah. We're gonna purge the galaxy.
Oh, the space mongers. Yep. Yeah,
I still need to watch the Space King stuff.
Dash. Reaction content.
Oh, yeah, I'll totally do that.
Yes. Because just so we're clear, you don't know anything about Space King. You're gonna go in blind.
Yeah, I've always seen where like a few memes. That's it.
Perfect. That's enough.
I love the clip where it's like there's like this pretty pink freaking space looking dude, and the guy just holds the blaster and is like, "You're not canon."
Yes, there are no female Psycho Warriors. They're not canon.
I know it's a 40K parody.
Mm-hmm. It's
Very
great
so.
though. The clips I've seen of it, I love it.
Great, what you got coming up?
I've got more Titans of Fallen Earth playtest, or not playtest, but actual play sessions live on Rumble on November 2nd. So that'll be fun, continuing the campaign. Other than that, just working on extra books and things.
Why, Greg, are we of course talking about Titans of Fallen Earth, now available on Drive-Thru RPG?
Why, yes. A mecha versus kaiju game.
Awesome, a kaiju game.
Now, of course, are we just talking about solely playing those two, or is there more to it?
What's that?
Now, are we just talking solely you have to be mecha to fight kaiju, or is there more to it than that?
Oh, there's a little bit more to it. You can play as a guy who turns into a kaiju.
Nice.
So you can have that kaiju number 8 / the Guyver,
I swear there's an anime about
Ultraman. Like, there's a lot of different inspirations from anime and classic kaiju media that went into it. But there's a bunch of different classes of mechs and things you can choose from, 3 different factions as well. We went for the 80s, like old school like vibes. Like, that's what we do for everything, but this time we really mean it.
So far, we got some pretty good reviews in here. I like that
Not
you can
very
play
many,
the kaiju and be not evil like in Kaiju number 8. Not many games let you do that. Also, the rules are complicated at first, but I got the hang of it. Maybe a little bit of a groove there to get to it, but it sounds like it's picked up pretty quick and easy. I better make sure I throw a bit of love and support behind that. So we'll pull that off there, and I'll go ahead and get that purchase here soon.
Nice. Well, I think you'll enjoy it. I think some of the other guys who already had it. Hunter already had it, right?
I do not have it yet still, so it's on my list.
That's okay. It might not be your favorite genre. That's fine.
I've never really played a kaiju game before, so I do own a kaiju game. It was made by, I think it was Eric, the creator of Era D10. He made a kaiju game that I have in the back, but I've never played it. I just have the books, so.
All you need to know is Pacific Rim meets Evangelion.
Yeah. I should
Hunter?
show this to some of my friends.
What?
Do either one of those names mean anything to you?
Pacific Rim? I've never seen the movies, but I know what it is.
What about the other one?
See the first movie,
It's an
then
out.
watch the
What was the other one
Netflix.
again?
Yeah, Genesis Evangelion.
Never seen it, but I am very familiar with
Watch Pacific Rim, then watch Pacific Rim the Black on Netflix because it's good. It's also got some Kaiju No 8 stuff going on, though hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler.
Yeah, I know Everyday Heroes has some of that kind of stuff with some supplements they did too, with like Skull Island and Pacific Rim supplements as well. So
Yeah, they can fuck right off.
There is, the funny thing is there is so much drama within the TTRPG space. There are days where it honestly feels like it goes between like that and comic books for being like the worst of the worst like fucking community to be in.
It's
it
every
is
fandom.
so tough to be able to say which one is truly worse.
Yeah,
I
just
love that
fandom
you-
discourse is just like it's eroding everywhere. It's because like everyone hates each other.
Well, I don't really hate Everyday Heroes. It's just I posted about this on Twitter a couple months ago, the whole story. But basically, I messaged the director of multimedia at Legendary Pictures and told him, I'm making a Kaiju versus Mecha game. Do you want me to make you a Pacific Rim game instead of what I was going to do? And he's like, actually, yes, but then again, no, because we already hired somebody to do that. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, we beat you to it by probably about a couple weeks, and they've already started. I'm like, oh, okay. But we like the idea, and we're definitely going to. And so I find out like 6 months later when it just appears out of nowhere that what he was talking about was Everyday Heroes, the Pacific Rim like module. Like that's literally the game that he was talking about, like that beat me by 2 weeks to like make the game for him. Which is fine. I don't really care. And I was like, I gave him the ultimatum. I was like, I'm going to make this kaiju game whether you help me or not. And so I did. And mine is better. So fun.
Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate thing of like it's a game. It's going to be a shelf queen game, the Pacific Rim game.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim is going to be one of those shelf queens that is just going to be bought solely for the sake of its IP, and no one's going to care about it. It's going to be bought, and maybe they'll pick it up at some point.
I love that you brought up comics because did you see what was going on with Chuck Dixon on X? How people were trying to say he knows.
Oh yeah, he drew Batman choking out an Antifa.
And they were trying to say, "Oh, this guy's a Taurus. He knows nothing about Batman."
Oh yeah, then we showed them the receipts.
Chuck Dixon is literally the guy who created Bane.
Yes, we pointed that out, but
here's the thing: because during this time, they tried to call Rob Kuntz a Taurus because he has his own opinions about the whole WotC artwork. They called Sandy Peterson, creative Call of Cthulhu, a Taurus because he had opinions. We have now entered the timeline where the newer generation, just like with cassettes and VHS tapes, the newer generation has forgotten what has come before.
Yeah, or they're never familiar with it to begin with. Like they've never seen Pacific Rim, they've never seen Evangelion. It's like these kids, they just don't have any good exposure to different media.
No, they live on Twitter and they expect to like say, just hey, your Twitter account is all that you need to have, and it's like
they don't.
never mind the fact that it doesn't matter if you did anything all these years ago. All that matters is does your name carry any weight right now? If you haven't done anything within the last 2 years that's big and a flash in the pan worthy, they don't know who you are. They don't care.
I did run into so I go to a pawn shop regularly that's not down the road, just to occasionally look for Blu-rays and things. And the owner is like the 70-year-old guy. Like he was born in like the 50s or whatever. And one day he had on DVD a copy of, it was some kind of giant robot. It what was it called? The Red King? Something like that. It was like really 60s looking Ultraman type of show. He's like, oh yeah, and he started going on. I used to watch Ultraman when I was a kid. I loved Ultraman, blah, blah, blah. And he was like talking about it. It's like, so they're out there. There's some guys, some boomers out there who actually know about this stuff.
I got a text message from someone today who wanted to let me know about how there's an entire section on Fandango, formerly Voodoo, where you can go watch all the Ultraman shows.
I remember the only time I've ever seen Ultraman was back when Foxbox was around, and Ultraman was one of the first shows they were playing on the Foxbox on Saturday mornings.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was an attempt to try and bring that over in sort of that kind of post Power Rangers era. Of course, it turns into a whole story about that because the rights are always all kinds of mixed up, but that is an entire documentary about what could happen there and how that all went down. But
I found it. I found the show. It was called Super Robot Red Baron, 1974.
Oh wow!
So pretty obscure. It must have been one of those Mill Creek DVDs because they picked up a bajillion different titles like that. But there was a bunch of Iron Mask robot shows that were like that, and they were all from different countries like Indonesia and Philippines and stuff like that. Very popular over there.
Well, I mean, I think it was there was a director in the Philippines or one of the other island nations over there that had gotten the rights, but then tried to argue that he managed to get basically worldwide global ownership of the property and basically tried to steal it away from Subaraya. And so it wound up as a decades-long drawn-out court battle that kept the IP locked up for so long. So we got a little taste of Ultraman, but due to being tied up in court, they couldn't do anything with it.
It was good from the episodes I did watch of it. I do remember it was a short-lived run of it because then it got replaced with a couple other shows. Foxbox, they really tried to go for all anime at one point because there was Ultimate Muscle, there was Fighting Foodons, Digimon was still going strong, I think, at the time with Tamers.
Shaman King.
Or the original Shaman King, not the new crap they made. The new crap sucks.
The thing is, that was basically a big package deal that they had managed to get because I think what they really wanted was either the Yu-Gi-Oh rights or the Pokemon rights. And
it must have been Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't think Pokemon ever appeared on Fox.
Right, but
it did. It started on Fox Kids actually.
I never saw it.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
The thing was, there was a big package deal of those that they had to pick up. They had to adapt. they got One Piece in the deal with that. They didn't want One Piece, but they were contractually obligated to produce the One Piece dub. It was terrible, although people love the One Piece rap, and the less we speak of it, the better.
Well,
I remember the One Piece.
something that you may not know, WB, Fox Kids, and Cartoon Network all at one time were all owned by the same company. So they were just kind of shipping that stuff around to each one, basically building it up and trying to find like the right spots. But that's why you've seen Pokemon go from Fox to WB to Cartoon Network, and they kind of ended up with the same shows at some point in time.
I think the last season of Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember watching was the Sylvie Orichalco season, and I never saw anything else after that.
I like
except
the
for
GX.
5Ds. I did like 5Ds. That was a good one. I remember watching that later on down the line.
GX was really good.
I loved the GX era. I got really big into it with and I built like my favorite archetype was the 6 Samurai, just because I like Cyber Samurai. They're awesome. Unfortunately, it's the type of deck that just would not work well because Yu-Gi-Oh is basically like a turn 2 win game.
I loved I bought they had before Pendulum Summoning became a thing, they had a Endymion deck, and then they revamped it later with Pendulum Summoning. So I have the Pendulum now summoning version of the Endymion deck, which utilizes spell counters and stuff for a lot of your mechanics.
So unfortunately, so much of it is just all tied into this. There's so many hand combos that you basically if the other person will build their deck in such a way that they're basically going to have the perfect hand, and then it just whoever gets to go first basically wins.
There's this he does a lot of D&D. This guy I follow, he does a lot of D&D content, but he did this Yu-Gi-Oh skit one day where it's like Yu-Gi-Oh that I summon Dark Magician. Yu-Gi-Oh now I summon Odd Eyes Dragon, and then he unfolds like a piece of paper from the card. It just keeps going and going and going, like where it's like the card's now like a CVS receipt.
Yeah, it's not a game you want to go and try to play in the current day because like the meta and the cards are just too it's ramped up too crazy. There's been no restraints put onto the game, and so now it is an unplayable game.
I'll accept the Pendulum Summoning, but I want to get rid of the XYZs, the Link, and the Synchro Summoning.
See, Synchro Summoning made sense to me because it's about levels.
I don't know. That's kind of, even though, like, again, I liked 5Ds, but a lot when they try to introduce it into the card game with Synchro Summoning, I just like, why do we need this now? We have fusions, we have ritual summoning. Did we need something else?
Yeah, I dropped out of Yu-Gi-Oh. Basically when DX started, I kind of dropped out of Yu-Gi-Oh, or mostly just the anime, and then I tried playing Master Duel, and oh my god, was that hell!
No, it's frustrating because I wouldn't mind playing it for a little bit, but the problem is you can't compete. It's basically just the meta is just way too competitive, and I tend to prefer a more drawn out type of game, which is why I'm kind of going more towards war games. I want to be able to stop and have a little bit of strategy and think about what's going on. I don't want to have the 30 card combo deck to win. But with that said, folks, I think we're going to be wrapping this up. I think we've had some fun today. We've had our complaints, but we had some laughs along the way. What do we got coming up tonight later, boys? Greg, we touched on Titans of Fallen Earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be. It's not necessarily a high prep game, so I don't have to do a whole lot. But that should be fun to continue on that. But after that, I'm trying to get into finishing or working on our second edition AD&D books. So Hunter was vaguely familiar that I was doing something. So what we're doing is revamping the whole Irie's original setting for AD&D. So that's the revamp. That's got new artwork and everything, and it's for AD&D old school. But then we have Nightfall at Thorn Hollow, which is our animal fantasy type of open sandbox, and that's the sequel to Padfoot Alley. So we got 2 books coming up pretty soon. That's about all I got in the pipeline, and I beat Silk Song 100%, so I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like a true gamer.
And it only cost you what, $15, $20?
Yeah, $20. I put 100 hours into the game. It's the longest Metroidvania I've ever played. 100 hours. Like, I spent more time on that game than I've played like Dragon Quest 11 or any of these other like JRPGs. Freaking crazy. I spent more time on that game than I did on Skyrim.
So hold up. So guys, I'm just trying, because the Crocodile Areas I have the 5e version. So the one you're working on now is going back to like OSR.
That's right. I'm doing an OSR version of Iries.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Totally different. It's got like a very, very 70s looking artwork, old school vibe, like fairy tale storybook type of atmosphere to it. That's going to be awesome.
Nice, because that actually is a good segue for what I'm going to be doing. Because this Friday, I'll be streaming. This Friday, I will be interviewing Matthew Tapp of the game Barrels and Borderlands, which is a O0E retro clone science fantasy. And if you recognize that artwork on the cover, it's made by Castle Grief, who also made Calarath, which I just started playing recently. And I did this to and from my sister's wedding over the weekend, and I got a little solo play with this. And so he's actually been doing this. He's been working with the creators behind the Arduin game setting from like way back when. And they made this Kickstarter now called Portal to Adventure. You still have like about 2 weeks left to back it. It's already reached almost 7 times the amount they were asking for it. And it's going to be box set Arduin Trilogy, box set Barrels of Borderlands. You get the Blackmore Adventure, the Lost Dungeons of Tonesburg as well. And if you get the whole box set, because there's this giant box, it's basically box sets within a giant box. And you'll get maps, cards, you'll get all sorts of stuff with this. Because the idea is that Matthew likes to do is, because there's literally portals to other game worlds in this. So like one world you can go to Calarath. Another portal you can go to Hyperborea and play some Hyperborea. Another one he's got like chainmail, medieval fantasy stuff that goes on. So this has been, if you follow me on X, which if you're not, it's the Ultra Mega TTRPG at Ultra TTRPGER. I have been heavily talking about and pushing for this game for a while now. And the guy who made this, he's only 26. He is a young guy who knows what he's doing, and he made something amazing. And then there's nothing really more I can say than that.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, I keep kicking people. My bad.
Oh, now we lost Hunter.
It's like the voice is scary.
Nice.
Well, Ronan, since you're up next on the panel, what you got for that, buddy?
Honestly, man, been so busy with my job, I don't have a whole lot coming up, although I do kind of want to make a follow-up video to why AI is good for anime and how it's going to change and probably revolutionize the industry. And other than that, just trying to go through and watch every anime from the year that I was born, and then maybe talk about it.
Well, funny you talk about, the magic of AI and how it's going to make things better. I mean, it's going to give us the connections to movies we didn't know we needed.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go.
Oh my God. Spider-Man in Maximum Overdrive.
No, like I get the fears of it, but I mean, really, if you've been around for a minute, you know that when CGI was really being pushed in the industry, and not even just in anime, but in movies as well, like people were like, "Oh God, this is going to ruin movies. This is going to ruin everything." And no, CGI is probably one of the best things that ever happened to entertainment as a medium. But no, AI is just going to make it better. Like, I mean, we get stories all the time of studios that are pushing their animators, and then we scream out, what about the animators? And they need better balance, work-life balances and stuff like that. And well, the only way you get that and keep the production up, which is what it has to have, is, well, you have to use AI to do the tedious, boring background work. I mean, does it really matter if we have tree A be used over the cross of 100 animes? You know what I'm saying? Does anybody really care about what the backgrounds look like? No, they care about main character punching other bad main character for the most part.
There's been a lot of controversy with AI happening on X lately, and it's just making me want to be more pro AI than anything else.
Yeah, it's going to continue. Like it will literally continue until it gets implemented. And the thing that people will just also tend to forget is that as much as AI is an art, or as much as anime is an art form, it still has a company behind it that needs the production to make money at the end of the day. And that's what is going to need to happen for these things to be successful.
Well, let's not forget that ultimately, whenever any new technology comes in, it's going to have all kinds of fears. People were upset about, computer drawings, using computers for drawing comic books. But I mean, the reality is there's so many things we want to see people do in these shows. Like ultimately, I think people just want to see characters like Aura farming. There's fucking Piccolo standing there being a badass.
Just Piccolo.
1,000 years I lay dormant. Who else disturbs Ohai Goku?
No!
No!
As I drink my Starbucks coffee.
This is like Piccolo during the entirety of the Android and Boo saga.
This is like all he does.
Dodge!
I mean, he fought 17 unsuccessfully.
It's like, what the fuck's a kami? It means God. Now bow.
No, you got to watch the abridged version for that.
That is from the abridged version.
No, the one where they're like, oh, he's like, Kami's God, and Vegeta was like, but I'm right here. Do you believe you're hyped that much? I am the hype.
Those guys have been like doing like commentary of all the old episodes, and it's the most hilarious thing to hear them talk about like the whole how they came up with those parts.
I love how it's like every couple of years or so, it's like a whole new group of people will come along and rediscover those, which will then just fire it all right back up. Like, I think I was watching Nux Taku do a watch through all of it, which has been great just because I'm like, oh my God, I love this stuff. Like, how did I forget all this? So it's great. But speaking of hype and speaking about forgetting, how can we forget about Dash? Dash, what you got coming up for us, buddy?
All right, so this week I'm going to probably put Digimon aside again. I just can't seem to find any time to stream it. So I'm going to be playing Mario. No, not Mario Kart. Sonic Racing with Neku Boy DJ. I'm going to, and then Tormented Souls 2 comes out. Classic survival horror, like indie game. I'm gonna probably play that and then try and find some time to stream Digimon while also doing my Friday show.
And apparently, while you're getting like freaking yoked, man.
Yeah, it's just a little something I made to some Digimon music, the Japanese version. So I did say in the private chat to keep the mute because it's probably copyrighted. But yeah, this is all Grok made.
So it's Dashmon Digivolves to Daddy Dashmon then.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not far off.
Like I was working on something spicy and then like I got something clean.
Look at him. How is he not a Digimon at this point?
Yeah, I pretty much Digivolved already.
Yeah, it's like you want to play a game called Tormented Souls? Just walk outside.
Sir, I will have you know we gotta wait until like the middle of December. Like, this is Michigan. In fact, I will get you some nice quality water while I'm at it.
Oh, it's not that Flint water.
Yes, which by the way, apparently there was a news story that apparently some people will be getting some payments for that this week. Yes, I actually am in Flint, by the way.
It's funny because I was being part of a Bible study, and we go to the verse where the Pharisees like, it's like Nazareth, what good can come from there? And we're talking about like the idea was, oh, what good comes from me or you? It's like, what about Detroit? And we were all like, nothing good comes from Detroit.
I think I know the meme you're talking about.
The what?
So I think I know the meme you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not talking about me. I was talking about a Bible verse. We just happened to make a joke about Detroit with it.
Mm-hmm. I see how it is.
Get eerily quiet. I'm probably gonna get another slap video here in a second. I'm feeling.
No. I got something better for you. But folks, I think with that we've had a bit of fun tonight. We've had some laughs, but ultimately, I want you to remember to pace yourselves. Remember, it's Monday. The week's just getting started. So until further ado, folks, you take care. Tomorrow I'll be over on Pops. We're talking about the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula movie. So we're gonna get into the spirit of the season. We're gonna get all spooky wooky. So
nice.
with that, folks, I bid you adieu.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!